What if I told you that this incredible black sand wasn't made by a volcano, but by a broken-hearted mermaid? Welcome back, everyone. Today we're exploring Langkawi, Malaysia's famous island of legends, and looking right at Pantai Pasir Hitam. In Malay, that literally translates to beach of black sand. But this isn't just your run-of-the-mill beach. We're going to uncover whether its unique, dark shoreline is the result of ancient folklore or incredible geology. I absolutely love unpacking geographical mysteries like this, so let's jump right in. So think about those incredible, dark, swirling, marbled patterns right at the water's edge. You might naturally assume, hey, black sand equals volcanic activity, right? But Langkawi has a reputation that invites us to question our assumptions. Was this sand forged in the fiery depths of the earth, or was it created by the tears of a broken-hearted mermaid? Sounds kind of wild, I know. But before we get into the hard geological facts, we really have to look at the stories that have surrounded this shore for generations. Which brings us to part 1, Myths of the Black Sand, Curses and Epic Battles. What is really fascinating here is the sheer scale of the stories locals tell to explain this sand. Let's start with legend number 1, the mermaid's curse. The story goes that a mermaid fell deeply in love with a local fisherman. She gave him this magical ring, guaranteeing him an endless catch of fish. But, there's always a catch. She made him promise to find a cure to turn her into a human princess. If he failed, he had to give the ring back. Well, he failed, and he selfishly kept the ring anyway. Furious and completely heartbroken at the betrayal, she cursed the beach, instantly turning its pristine white sand pitch black. But hey, if romance isn't your thing, there is a second legend involving an epic, world-spanning battle. According to this one, a mythical giant eagle known as the Garuda kidnapped a Chinese princess. Her fiancé, who actually happened to be a Roman prince, waged this massive, fiery war against the Garuda to get her back. So under that legend, the black sand you see today is literally the scorched earth and ashes left behind from that epic clash. Those are absolutely fantastic legends, but for this explainer, we obviously need to look at the facts. And here is the absolutely crucial point. Langkawi is completely 100% not a volcanic island. Let me just repeat that, because it completely shatters the most common tourist misconception. When we hear black sand, our brains immediately go to the volcanic ash beaches of places like Hawaii or Iceland. But if you travel to Langkawi expecting to see the remnants of a dormant volcano, you're going to be looking for a very, very long time. There are 0 volcanoes here.
Moving on to part 2, the geological reality, the true source of the black sand.
All right, so what's actually going on here? The real culprits behind this color are 2 specific heavy mineral deposits, Tourmaline and Ilmenite. The beach isn't entirely black, actually. Instead, these really dark, heavy minerals mix with the regular golden sand. And because they're heavier, the water moves them differently. That's exactly what creates that beautifully marbled, swirling effect you see, especially right at the water's edge and in those little runoff trenches. And a quick side note, ilmenite contains iron oxide, which heavily contributes to that dark, inky coloration. So how did these minerals even get to the beach in the first place? It's basically a 3-step journey. First, these minerals originate way up in the granite rocks of nearby Gunung Raya, also known as Mount Raya. Step 2. Over time, constant rainfall and natural spring water trickle down the mountain, basically washing these heavy minerals along for the ride. And finally, step 3. The journey ends when that water meets the ocean, depositing the tourmaline and ilmenite right onto the Pantai Pasir Hitam shoreline. It's this continuous, completely natural delivery system, straight from the mountain peak to the ocean floor. Now prepare yourselves for my absolute favorite fact of this entire explainer. It is the ultimate geological irony. Okay, so we just established that this beach sand is made pitch black by the mineral ilmenite. But did you know that ilmenite is the actual base mineral used to create titanium dioxide? If you're not familiar, titanium dioxide is the exact stuff we use to make everyday items like paint and paper, brilliantly, blindingly white. Think about that. The very same mineral that stains this beach pitch dark is literally the global standard for manufacturing the color white. It is a total geological rarity to see it blanketing a beach in its raw, dark form like this.
Let's pivot a bit to part 3, honest travel expectations, logistics, photography, and warnings. If you're putting together a travel itinerary, here are the essential logistics you need to know. First off, Pantai Pasir Hitam is located on the northern shoreline of Langkawi, just about 20 kilometers from Kuala Town. Super easy to get to. Entrance is 100% free, and since it's a public beach, it is open 24/7. That being said, if you want the full experience with the facilities, food stalls, and the local market, you'll want to aim for between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Oh, and for the absolute best weather, the dry season between January and March is perfect. Try to hit it on a weekday to avoid the heaviest crowds.
If you're coming for photography, and you definitely should, especially during that late afternoon golden hour, there are three main landmarks you absolutely cannot miss. First, just to get down to the beach from the market plaza, you'll walk down the Rainbow Stairs. It's a brightly painted, highly photogenic concrete staircase. Once you actually hit the sand, you'll instantly spot the iconic I Love Pasir Hitam wooden swing set facing the ocean, hands down the undisputed top spot for photos. Finally, take a quick stroll over to the old wooden fishing jetty. It's this narrow footbridge where colorful traditional boats are moored, which is a really beautiful nod to the area's history as a fishing village. But keeping it completely real with you guys, I have to give you a serious reality check. Do not come here planning a full beach day, and strictly avoid swimming here. Why? Well, for one, the water is often pretty murky and there are zero showers to wash off afterward. Plus, those heavy minerals we just talked about, they can actually be a skin irritant for some people. On top of that, Langkawi's waters can occasionally host some pretty dangerous jellyfish. And finally, while looking out at the Andaman Sea is stunning, if you turn your head to the left, there is a massive Lafarge cement factory right there, which pretty quickly shatters the whole pristine tropical illusion. So how should you actually plan your visit? Honestly, treat it as an awesome 20-minute scenic pit stop. This is definitely not the kind of beach where you lay out a towel and sunbathe for 6 hours. It's a place to hop out of the car, snap some incredible photos on the swing, marvel at that marbled mineral sand at the water's edge, and then move on to your next stop. In fact, the totally pristine swimming waters of Tanjung Ru are less than 2 kilometers away.
Before you hop back in the car to head to Tanjung Ru, though, make sure you spend a few of those 20 minutes up at the market plaza. It's just a fantastic opportunity to support the local economy. You'll find local women there selling a really great variety of inexpensive items, from unique handmade crafts and beautiful batik dresses to some seriously delicious local snacks. It's just a wonderful way to interact with a community that actually keeps the legends of this beach alive.
So, my final question for you is this. When you eventually visit Pantai Pasir Hitam, what's going to be on your mind? Will you be standing on that shoreline thinking about a mermaid's curse and epic battles? Or will you be marveling at the incredible journey of heavy minerals washing down from a granite peak? Whichever lens you view it through, this expectation-busting destination proves that the truth of our natural world is often just as fascinating as the legends we invent about it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I will catch you on the next one.